Let's go. Let's go. It's a me, Mario. Scream if you wanna, shout if you need to, let it go, baby. Fine if you need to, smash if you want to, get control. A conviction is arising amongst both of nations and a humble Lord, that which is barely rise a hair's breadth above animals, that they have become and bloodthirsty ravens, and that in slacking this thirst they do not limit themselves to the fluids of monsters. Meanwhile, the research and observations of Virgil of Van Art paint an entirely different picture of the cast. Of the cast? Of course, it is an indisputable fact that the mutation creatures undergo influence their temperament, immune system strengthen endurance, yet one cannot consider them unthinking beings forged only for killing as result. In fact, witches cultivate a unique culture, a specialized body of knowledge, an effective training system, and even a code of honor. They know an incredible amount about the effects of ingesting various organic and inorganic substances, and also a small amount, but nevertheless something, about the fundamentals of magic, by which I mean the simple spells they call science. On the surface, the witchers appear to be a homogeneous social entity, but in truth, their fighting styles, training regimens, and worldviews differ significantly depending upon the school to which they adhere. The best known witcher schools are on the continents are the School of the Wolf, the School of the Bear, the School of the Griffin, and the School of the Viper, and the School of the Cat. My evening with a vampire. You will no doubt call me a liar, a cheat, and a madman. You will shake your head in pity and certain disbelief. But I promise you, I swear on all the gods, everything which you shall read in the pages to follow is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I met the vampire of which I write years ago at an inn in Portclair. He introduced himself to me as Regis and said he was a barber and a medic. Since he looked in every aspect like a mortal man, I might never have been suspected his true nature, had not a fire broken out shortly thereafter in the establishment in which we were residing. His Regis, if that truly was his name, stood completely untouched by the flames, whereas my own clothing quickly caught fire. The vampire carried me out of the burning inn, saving my life from certain death, and treated my numerous wounds. And at first Regis refused to answer my query as to how he had miraculously survived the furnace-like temperatures inside the burning inn without so much as a scratch on his body or a hair sing on his head. Eventually, however, he must have, since I was a man of the world, one who would not jump to hasty judgments based on appearance or species, and revealed his identity, along with a great number of highly interesting facts. According to Regis, not all vampires are alike. This vast family contains both mindless catachans, fiddlers, and ekimaras who, in form, resemble overgrown bats for modern day humans, as well as elves and dwarves who look remarkably like commonly made. In addition to this, there are even more powerful higher vampires, to which genus belong to my unexpected acquaintance. Not even a witcher can discern a high vampire from a mortal man. Contrary to popular belief, they cannot be killed by pounding aspen stakes into their chest, nor by cutting off their heads, nor, as I can vouch for based on personal experience, by fire. They do not feel running in water, cleric and symbols of any creed. It might be some consolation to learn a vampire's bite does not turn a human into one of their number. They do not in any way a need of blood in order to survive. Then it is merely a delicacy in which they indulge from time to time, like men do with fine wine. Regis asked me to keep his tale to myself, but now as I lay on my deathbed, I feel that I must share this secret knowledge, even if it means bringing my word to this most noble individual. Ikimauras. Ikimaras. Bah, ain't nothing to fear. Ikimaras, why, they ain't nothing more than overgrown bats. Like other vampires, Ikimaras are not, despite what village gossips might say, undead humans. They are instead post-conjunction monsters who have no particular feelings about cleric, holy water, or religious symbols. Like their portrayals in ballads and legends, they look nothing like handsome, pale aristocrats with charming eastern accents, though like katakans and neuropods, they do bear a strong resemblance to overgrown bats. They also do not suck blood from the necks of virgins with a delicate kiss-like bite. They tear them to shreds using long, sharp claws and then slurp the splattered blood off the ground. The chimeras are usually cruel and exceptionally swift. They are able to quickly land blow after blow, capable of smashing even the best Ahakaman-made armor into tiny shards. They should be fought with a silver sword, remembering that they can regenerate back health over time. One should thus never attempt to tire them out, or, God forbid, wait for them to bleed to death. Instead, cut them down as quickly as possible and, if possible, burn the body to ash, scatter it into the four winds. Higher vampires. Men, the polite ones at least, would call me a monster, a blood-drinking freak. Only a mutual thirst for blood links higher vampires to their distant and much more primitive cousins, chimeras, alps, katakans, and the like. Higher vampires are, in fact, much more similar to humans and to those bat-like blood slobbers. They not only resemble us in appearance, but also share our intelligence and behavioral patterns. This means they do not squat in distant forests or hide in the shadows. On the contrary, they are particularly fond of cities, where they live out the seemingly normal lives. The witches are not capable of recognizing them at once, for their medallions remain perfectly motionless in the presence of higher vampires. Yet all these similarities should not bind us to an essential difference. Unlike men, higher vampires are immortal. Those who have faced them in combat and survived can be counted on one hand. It is a witch's good fortune that higher vampires are extremely rare and not all dangerous to humans. Though they do have a taste for blood, they do not need to drink it to survive. Some higher vampires have renounced feeding on humans altogether and do no harm to anyone, but others give in to their desires. A witcher who breaks fighting a higher vampire must bear in mind that it is a monster endowed with incredible strength, one able to manipulate men and animals, turn invisible, and transform into a giant bat, and furthermore one which it is nearly impossible to kill. In other words, even an experienced monster slayer should think twice before accepting a contract with one of these creatures, even if a kingdom and a princess hand is in a scream if you wanna, shout if you need to, let it go.
Run, Roach.
What the fuck? Yo, what the fuck?
You're Witcher. You look awful.
anyone knows how to read this and read it carefully so that it's known far and wide, or at least throughout the whole village. Out in the North Tower, we take beat, there's at least 12 feet on men and spreads out deadly mists all around it. They will be pursued and looking for final that all fire, and they will for all that beast's hands, and to everyone else they hope that the first poverty value your lives, and say they warn you twice now.
Milk, freshly cooked. Show me. So long.
We're seeing that trip again.
Greetings. Nice village.
Aye,
A real pearl of the swamps.
if you say so.
You get by all right?
Aye, winter to winter. Somehow we survive.
Recognize this dagger?
Aye, master. I didn't know you belonged to them.
So you know who sent me. Good. Easier that way.
Forgive me. I didn't know you came from the Ladies of the Wood.
They help you often?
From the time of his cutting, every man is theirs. They be harsh mistresses, but they're fair. Just. Demanding they can be, but then nothing in life comes easy. Who drove off the plaguey airs? Who gave us seeds to plant? Round the other villages, they be eating the soles of their boots, whereas we get along well enough.
Hear about an ashen-haired woman meeting the ladies of the wood?
I ain't heard nothing about that. Beg your question to the ladies, and they may answer. They knows all that happens in Velen.
They got informers?
The woods listen for them. A lone word at an ill hour can arouse their wrath, but they hear pleas and prayers as well. Once a swineherd lost a sow, sat and cried at the crossroads. The sow ran out of the trees as if chased by a devil, straight to the swineherd.
Ever meet the ladies of the wood?
Never. They only shows themselves to the chosen. Perchance one day, I too will be summoned.
I'm supposed to help solve your problem. Tell me what it is. Just the essentials.
The war awoke an ancient power. An evil one that feeds on bloodshed. Nightmares haunt our nights and days. Folks sleepwalk from their homes, never to return. Under the tree on the Whispering Hillock they lie. Unburied, all. Fathers, sons, daughters, and mothers. Folk are afeared to move them. You must go there. The dark powers must be cast off.
Need more details.
You must see for yourself. Me grand's mum whacked me crosswise for straying near the Whispering Hillock. But what happens there now's a wonder. A few times folk from round here gathered to chop down the trees and burn the cursed soil back to use. None returned. The ground neath the weeds is white with human bones.
When did all this start?
3 year back. I remember 'twas a warm day. Went to check the snares for game. Pulled the hair from me trap. It grew dark all of a sudden, though it was nigh on noontime. Thought it was a storm at first. A squeal pierced the air, near burst me ears. The hair rotted in me hands, and the leaves shriveled and yellowed, though it were yet the start of summer. Times have been ill ever since. Folks' teeth turn black as charcoal. Women folk fight like polecats, bawling and brawling over nothing. The young'uns, born crippled, lame, fear and cursing. Long have we pled for the ladies' help.
Ladies of the wood don't know what this power is?
They know all. Old Thekla claimed they'd be punishing us. Folks stopped respecting them. Some even call them witches. But must not be they, for they sent you.
I'll look around the Whispering Hillock.
You be careful, Master Witcher. Don't ye treat this evil light.
Spending most their lives living against us paradise. Okay, see,
Right, me numbers to work!
what the fuck are you guys? Where the hell did you come from?
Bastards conjuring! Fucking bastard!
Ooh. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm dead. Stop it.
Blow yourself!
No.
Master Witcher, there's an elven burial ground in the caverns near about mid-Carps, and the evil monsters roaming around.
Let's try this second.
Witchcraft!
Vamos fazer porcaria. Fala do jogo e vamos lá.
Come on! He's ours! And cunt's ours! Try me! Oh, you witch fucker!
Come here, son of a bitch.
Curses! It's casting curses! We'll flail your skin off. Hey-ya!
You like that silver?
Looks like rain.
As in January.
Be gone! Come
Whispering Hillocks. Something about life is truly backwoods settlements leads their inhabitants to hide the truth with misleading names. This takes the form of both hyperbole, a clump of bare trees called Dragonspike Forest, or a hole in the ground who possesses deep named chasm of eternity and understatement, a horrid massacre calmly referred to as the incident. Valen fit the mold in this regard, as Geralt learned while he wandered through it in search of Ciri. There he encountered a trio of highly suspicious magical sisters called the Ladies of the Wood, who directed him to a clump of bauxite huts known as the Downmoran. Geralt was to solve their problem, a rash of mysterious murderers. He spoke to the Elderman and learned that the evil power behind the killings dwelled in the Whispering Hillock. Whatever else.
Closer. I know whence you come.
Interesting. There. Those super.
Be gone! Be gone!
There's a well. Fool.
Be gone!
Giving me no choice.
Powers will not relent.
Ooh, what's a power?
Not good.
He's quick as fuck. What the fuck?
Place of power. Who are you?
The powers that protect me, they sense whence you come.
Moo. I can see shit. I can see myself.
Why have you come? Why spill this blood? Are you here to grant me death? Or is my freedom your wish?
I was attacked.
This is my prison. A fortress besieged. Murderers I await, and my forest protects me.
Murderers?
Murderous sisters killed my body. Now my soul they hunt, for I defy them.
Who are you?
I abandoned my circle, where I'd kept the balance. The crones killed me, and cursed my ghost.
Never heard of a druid circle in Velen.
I wander eternally through a maze of vows, helplessly sliding over a sea.
You must know the crones pretty well.
They are Velen's curse. They hear all through severed ears. They weave hair and twist lives. They take their strength from the broth of human flesh.
Why did they kill you?
The crones want this land. They'd rule the wood alone. I stood in their way. I had to die.
You claim to be imprisoned. How so?
I am bound here in fetters of magic. I wandered endlessly, a labyrinth of leaves. The children, I know all. I know what awaits them. Free me, please. I must help.
If something threatens the orphans, I'll help them myself.
The children have been taken. Free me, please. I can be a Gale, a Gallop unchained. I shall save them. Only I can.
Why do you think the kids from the meadow are in danger?
The sisters took them. They shall not return.
Where'd they take them? I can help.
It is done already. It cannot be undone. There are no rules to Ard Serpent. They shall all die. Let them be saved.
The crones. What do you know about them?
The sisters are older than the oldest trees. Velen is their realm. All life here serves them. The sisters live concealed. You will not find them. They hear all. You cannot hide.
If you can save the orphans from the meadow, I'll help you.
I will find them. Free them. Open the door of my cage. Blood is my escape. A rite you must perform. With the black of raven feathers, the white of my bones, and a swift steed. A mare wild and free, in meadows pasture court, dark as a bottomless well, black as the depths of night. Such a beast, no other. Gather these and bring them here.
Where'll I find your remains?
My bones, they lie in a solitary mound nearby, due west.
Got some raven feathers.
Find my remains and bring me a mount.
A wind-born steed. A black squall turned horse.
Why do we need a black horse?
The beast and I shall be as one. As when I lived, we shall be a gale. Nothing to stop us. A wild steed from meadows moist.
I'll gather what I need to free you, then return.
Gather and return to the hillock's depths, to the tree's rotten heart. Pierce my heart. Let blood flow to be born again. I must first be consumed.
Go now and return through the passage I have opened.
The ghost in a tree, the whispering hill. The world was not as it is, but as it should be. This name would denote a place of hidden nooks and lovers sharing heartfelt lies in a hushed voice. It stood for a danger and terror, for a place where wild animals driven by some mysterious power had killed many an inhabitant of Town Hollow. Geralt agreed to investigate the problem and soon discovered the animals were controlled by a spirit and trapped in a tree growing atop the hill. The spirit spoke to him in a woman's voice and claimed to have once been a druidess who had kept watch over the Bell Grove until the clones murdered her and imprisoned her ghost in a tree. The forces of nature she had once served now protect her from the fiendish sisters' further designs. The unfortunate locals had died as collateral damage, for the spirit attested nature's wrath is unrestrainable and distinguishes not between unwary innocence and unwelcome wishes. The spirit begged Geralt to lift her curse and free her from her torment. In exchange, she promised to rescue the orphans from the swamp clearing, who would otherwise face a cruel death at the hands of the clones.